Hi, everybody, and welcome back to class. It's Mark, and I'm recording this on a very cool and wet July 4th morning. This is not like we typically see July 4th, but it's still a holiday, and I hope you enjoy yourself. We still have to do work in class, however, and this video will cover sessions 9 and 10. And I think I can keep this one a little bit shorter this time because by now we're well past halfway through the course, and I think we all kind of know the drill. This one we're going to be working on writing project 3. This is what you wrote your annotated bibliography about. So for session 9, there are two chapters in the textbook to be read, chapter 15 and chapter 17 on narrative writing and writing informative essays, which is what writing project 3 is. A couple of supplemental resources. Don't start your sentence that way. A web link on audience awareness. I don't think that's as important. And same for the PowerPoint. You can look at it if you'd like, but it's pretty straightforward. In this session, it is a discussion board to be started at session 9, and we will also finish that up this week in session 10. And also turn in your first draft of writing project 3. But let's get into the learning activities. There's your textbook, of course. Here's what I want to bring to your attention right now, writing project 3. This is something I recommend that you print out, the informative essay. And it's stated in the instructions, but I think it's worth repeating. In the informative essay, you don't include any personal opinion. This is just the facts. So as I mentioned, I think in the previous video, you should never use the words I think, I believe, etc., because this is not about expressing opinion. It's just about reporting the facts of your issue. And as it states, the purpose of this writing project is to inform a specific audience about a problem or issue that you care about. That audience may not be me, and it may not be the other people in the class. It's writing for who you think needs to know more about this issue. And as it clearly states here, do not weigh in with your own views or personal opinions about the issue or the problem. You get to do that in the next writing project. In this one, you simply want to lay out both sides of the case, not try and prove one side is right and one side is wrong. And as it further states, your audience is the people who are affected by that problem or issue. You're going to write about 1,000 words for the draft. It'll be 1250 by the time we're finished. In MLA format, of course, that's all we use. And it also mentions here, step 2 will be your situational analysis, I should say. You do not need to turn that in. Just write your draft. I'm not having you do those because this is a really compressed course and I'm trying to just get to the important parts. You have enough to do already. And you will be turning in your first draft in class session 9 due this week. And then we will also do some peer revisions, looking for my calendar, in session 10, which is also due this week. So your first draft will be due on Sunday, July 10th. All right, print this off, read through it carefully. I'm trying to keep this short. All the information you need will be there. I think that's all I need to point out to you on this page. Yes. So let's go into the assignments and the assessments for session 9. And what is your subject for the informative essay? Well, it's the one you wrote your annotated bibliography about. And I'll also tell you, because it's July 4th, I haven't read through those yet. I hope they're all in. If they're not, get them in quickly before I look at them. All right, the discussion board, warming up the audience. We're going to begin this and finish it this week. First, you need to identify two, don't do more than two specific audiences who could or should be interested in the topic you're writing about. Tell us who they are. Who are the people that should care about this? They may already be aware of the issue and you're going to bring them more information. It could be somebody who has not heard of this issue before and you want to fill them in. Tell me who they are. And then describe the following. Why is your research relevant to this audience? Why should they care? What do you think is most important for this particular audience to know? What are their social and cultural characteristics? Is this a Western or an American audience? Is it a foreign audience? Who are they? And what do you have in common with them? And also, what about you is different than this audience? Use your imagination. And then, excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. Write 2 brief introductions. These can be just the first opening couple of sentences. How would you start your essay? Give us 2 different versions and include that in your discussion board. It's only 200 words, so you can keep this pretty straightforward and to the point. As you're writing that, of course, you're going to write your draft as well. You're going to turn it in here. That one will come to me, and this one will go into a discussion board so others in the class can read what you've got and give you some feedback on it. And that is it for session 9. Now let's go directly into session 10. Peer response for the informative essay. 2 more chapters to read. Chapter 6, Examining Cause and Effects, and Chapter 26, Avoiding Common Problems in Style. Hint, there's a quiz on grammar and style. We're going to finish up the discussion board. Here's the grammar exercise, and then the peer response. And again, these are all supplemental. You don't have to look at them if you don't think you need to. It's your choice. I trust you. I'm going to jump into the learning activities. Of course, the textbook is there. Here is the practice grammar activity. Take this first. Once you've practiced it, then jump directly into the quiz. You'll do great. Now let's get into assignments and assessments. Finishing off the discussion board on warming up the audience. We already talked about this in session 9. And of course, you're doing 2 sessions this week. Analyze for 2 or more of the following prompts. Analyze their choice of audiences. Maybe you have a suggestion on a better one. Provide additional suggestions for appealing to each audience. Offer suggestions for another audience. Maybe you can think of one that this person hasn't considered. Offer suggestions for improving the language to better appeal to the audiences they have identified, and anything else that you think is relevant that you'd like to throw in. Here's the grammar exercise. Again, do the practice one first, then jump directly into this. You'll do great. And here is the peer response for writing project 3. Of course, no one's posted yet. That's fine, but that's where you'll find it. Let's go back 1 arrow and take one last look around. I think we've covered all this. I just want to be sure. Yep, it looks like we have. I'll bring one more thing to your attention before I go. Again, I'm trying to keep this as short as I can. I know your time is valuable, especially when you have a holiday thrown in a week. I'll mention again, because I put this out in the announcements, I am writing a study with one of my former academic advisors at IU, and if anyone is interested in helping us out, we need some students to take a very brief, and it's only 10 questions, very brief online survey. If you'd like to help me out, of course you don't have to. If you don't want to or you're not interested, that's fine too. I won't hold that against you. But if you are interested in helping us out, send me a text, 812-498-4200. Or if you have a question about anything else in the course, send me a text to the same number. If you want to email me, it's mstenger and the number 1 at ivtech.edu. Or you can send me a tweet or a direct message on Twitter if you're a user of that app. That's it for today, everybody. Hope you have a great 4th of July holiday. Remember, your due deadline is Sunday, July the 10th. And I'll see you around. Have a great week, everybody.